Howdy, howdy, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Sweet. Hope everybody's having a good one. Let me know if any of you guys are in here early today. Popping on for a quick SellerAmp Seller Hour with you guys. As a quick reminder, we're live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So pop on in. Set a reminder on your calendar if you want to know when we're live, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm live for probably 30 minutes answering questions about selling on Amazon. Now is a good time to be taking things seriously. Q4 is kind of very much on the horizon. We got a lot of Halloween sales going on, or Halloween sourcing going on right now. We got costumes and candy and all kinds of stuff that's going to be good to be on the lookout for. Just keep in mind, if you are doing Halloween costumes this year, that the return rates are insane on Halloween specifically. So just make sure you're like nice and profitable if you are going to do that, because it can be a pretty major headache if you source a bunch of Halloween and ROI is too thin, that kind of thing. But yeah, now's a good time to be taking things seriously. What up, Carlos? How's everything going for you, man? Sweet. Yeah, so let me know what questions you guys got here. Let me know who we got in chat. What's up, LOL? Sweet. Yeah, and yeah, lots of there's some good sales on auto ungate products today as well. I was doing some sourcing, looking at like some auto ungated products. So looking at stuff that anyone can sell. There's some good sales. So if you go to like Athletic Works or Stafford or any of those, that'll be a good place to kind of get started sourcing. What's up, Basil? What's up, Emmanuel? Super said, do you sell on FBA? Yeah. So I sell on FBA. I just buy and sell stuff that already sells profitably, though. Yeah, because there's already a ton of items that you don't need to like buy any ads or anything like that for. I mean, the course is free, T. You can watch it on YouTube. Yeah, for any of you guys that are like kind of getting serious, getting started, that kind of thing, just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube. Live on TikTok and YouTube today. So yeah, let me know either way what questions you guys have. And yeah, helping you guys out here. So let me know what you run into. You'll see got hit with document alterations identified in the verification process. You probably just need to, they think you're like photoshopping documents you're submitting, that kind of thing. So just submit like any legit documents you have, basically, and you should be good to go. Amazon just wants to see that you're buying things from legitimate retailers, legitimate wholesalers, all that kind of thing. What's up, Adriana? You buy them directly from the brand. Yeah, then you should be fine for sure. Just resubmit if they didn't like your documents or whatever. Yeah, no, T, how would I even do that? That's not how this works. Do you do RA or OA? I do mostly OA. Yeah, so I buy, let's say, for example, last night I bought some like makeup. It was on sale for like 10, 11 bucks. And it's selling on Amazon for 25 bucks. So I buy it from, JCPenney, the brand's website, Walmart.com, any big websites like that, and sell it on Amazon for at least double, basically. So you don't have a job, how much to start? At least like $1,000, $2,000. I started with 1,500 bucks. That was like my entire net worth when I got started on Amazon. Just bought used books and discounted items at like local retail stores, that kind of thing. Yeah, can you give out any online stores? How do you find your products? Yeah, so there's not like any big secret websites or anything like that. I think that's a pretty common misconception. I just buy from the biggest websites on the internet. The key, if you want to call it that, is buying when the prices are as low as possible, right? So when Black Friday sales roll around, we're going to buy a ton of inventory. Today, there's actually some good sales on auto-ungated products. So those are some good opportunities, right? Anytime there's like a limited window where items are a little bit cheaper on a website, that's where I'll go in and buy a whole bunch and stock up while the price is low and then sell it on Amazon for more. Go for it, Doug. Yeah, and then as far as like how do you find products, the simple way is to look at like the bare basics. If you want to find your first product in the next hour, go to a listing for a brand that is made and sold by a retail store. So Great Value, Athletic Works, Up and Up, those are made by like Target and Walmart. All the people who sell those are buying from Target and Walmart. So if you look at what the other items they're selling on SellerAmp is, you'll see other like product ideas, basically. What's up, Mike? You can scroll through if you need proof. We got a bunch of haters today. I like it. Sweet. Can you name some websites you use on a daily basis? Yeah. So I bought from like Walgreens, JCPenney, Macy's, Target, Walmart, big websites like that, right? And just check them as often as you can. Understand like when they're running a sale that's like a good opportunity, and go from there. What up, Carlos? How you doing, man? If you're holding it down. What's up, Real? Sweet. Does sending in a photo of the receipt work? Do you do email a PDF to Amazon? I assume you're talking about like to get ungated. Yeah, to like sell like a new brand you've never sold before. Usually you have to get ungated, and then you'll use an invoice from like a retail store that you bought it profitably. Just make sure you buy it online so that they put your address on it. That way Amazon sees, hey, you're buying a product shipped directly to you. It matches your info on your seller account. You bought it, better yet, if you can buy it like directly from the brand's website. So like, for example, let's say you want to sell, Nautica clothing. You could just buy it from the Nautica website. Let's see, your friend has 20K and wants to start. Any suggestions for him? Yeah, I mean, even if you have a lot of money to get started with, that's great. I wouldn't throw it all in from the get-go, right? Because it's natural. You're going to make some beginner mistakes and that kind of thing. So even if you have a ton of money, I would even just set aside like 2 or 3 grand, start sourcing some websites, buy 5 or 10 units here, learn the ropes. And then, a month or 2 from now, after you have your sales and you're kind of understanding things, then you can dump on whatever other money you have that you want to dump into the business, basically. Do you stock stuff at a warehouse? So it's at the Amazon warehouse, if you count that. But everything I buy gets shipped to a prep center. And the prep center is basically like a third-party company that ships it to Amazon for me for a per unit fee. That way I don't have to manage like warehouse employees or rent or that kind of thing. So I ship it to a prep center, and then when it gets to Amazon, they'll ship it to the customers for me as the products sell, basically. See, looking for new books to read. I like it. I like Lean Startup's pretty good. I haven't been reading enough recently, to be honest, Joseph. But yeah, that was pretty useful for me. And then all the classics are always good, like 4 Hour Work Week, that kind of thing. No, Life. Sweet. How long have you been doing Amazon? Almost 7 years at this point. So I made my first sale, 6 or 7, whatever the math works out to. I made my first sale in September of 2018. So I think that's 7. Do you start FBM or FBA? So I do pretty much all FBA, just because it's a little bit more scalable that way. Right? Because if you're doing FBM, you're shipping every order out to every customer individually, which you can kind of make some short-term opportunities. So for example, with Halloween coming up, you might want to buy a bunch of costumes, but it's the week before Halloween. And by the time it gets into Amazon FBA, it's not going to check in time, right? But if you list it FBM, then you can make sales before like the Halloween season ends, basically. That's where like the kind of trade-off comes into play. So FBM for like limited time opportunity, FBA is going to be a little bit more scalable for you generally. Let's see. Question is, do you make any campaigns on Google ads? No, you don't need to buy ads at all. Just because you're buying and selling stuff that already sells. Yeah. So as long as you're reselling name brands, and when you look on SellerAmp, it'll show you how fast it's already selling. Just list that and sell products that already sell. If you're trying to like make your own brand, then yeah, you do need to buy ads and that kind of thing. Let's see. Some of your listings went to Canada automatically. Should you delete the Canada store? I do. I opt out of cross posting to Canada just because there's like weird limitations. For example, if you have your listings automatically going to Canada and you are selling groceries, then it has to have French on the label, right? Because Quebec is like it's required to have French on the label. So there's lots of like random, there's lots of like random requirements. So I just sell on the Amazon US right now. Best way to do video ads. You don't need to do any ads when you're reselling products that already sell. Yeah, let's see. Did you say you can buy products in bulk from retail stores to sell? Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be a very scalable business. Yeah, we're spending right now just shy of $100,000 a month on average at big websites, and we're reselling that on Amazon. And usually that turns into about $200,000 in revenue. So usually for every dollar you spend, you will sell $2 on Amazon, if that's how you want to like look at your numbers and plan for the future and that kind of thing. So like Walmart, yeah, you can buy from Walmart. You can also sell on Walmart Grew. You can do that. You can do that for sure. Let's see. You had an account that got suspended. Can you sell again? Most likely not. If you broke the rules, Amazon's pretty strict with that. But you can always appeal if you didn't break the rules. But yeah, that's why it's very important to make sure from the get-go you're buying real inventory. You're not drop shipping. You're playing by Amazon's rules, that kind of thing. You usually get kind of one shot at it. for sure. I don't make any video ads or anything like that, David. You don't need to do advertising with reselling, so I'm not sure on that. For sure. Let me know what other questions you guys got here. Do you think Amazon will start receiving meltable products? Yeah, good question. So October 16th is the first day that you can sell meltable items via Amazon FBA. You can actually already sell them via FBM if you can like keep them, safe for the customer and that kind of thing. But yeah, as far as meltables go, you can send those in a few weeks. And you'll also notice on a lot of meltable products that the price will be super high for the first couple days while everyone else is checking in. So if you're like really proactive, you can generally hit some pretty high profit days there. So do you do a different type of FBA? Yeah, so I just buy and sell items that already sell. Mostly from big websites. Sometimes I'll buy from a wholesaler, that kind of thing. But yeah, most of the time it's just buying from big websites. How possible is this to do part-time? So how much can you make part-time? Yeah, I mean, everyone basically starts part-time, right? Like pretty much no one has the luxury to just like, oh, I saw a cool idea online, let me quit my job, right? Like we all got to be a little grounded in reality for sure. So it was like my part-time thing for a while. It's basically how I made a little bit of extra money in college. There's also a lot of friends I've made now that start reselling on the side of like their 9-to-5 job. And a lot of them have actually gone on to quit their job after kind of building up the income and that kind of thing. The main thing is like if you already have a job, busy life, that kind of thing, just figure out whatever time you can afford to set aside and just stick to that. You just consistency is the most important thing, basically. There's some specific examples if you want to see interviews with people who are doing it with 9-to-5 jobs. If you look up Fields of Profit on YouTube, there's some interviews I've done with people. One that comes to mind, my friend Nick, he has a 9-to-5 job. He's doing about $100,000 a month in revenue. Actually, he quit his job not too long ago because he was making too much money reselling, but he was doing it on the side, about $100,000 a month on top of his 9-to-5. Let's see. Can you use your regular seller account for merch? Merch is a different service, but you can sign up for merch by Amazon too. How can you start? Yeah, so simple answer is buy and sell products that other Amazon sellers are already having success with and that already are being searched for by Amazon customers. Right, that's gonna be by buying items from retail stores, online, whatever, and then flipping those on Amazon. If you want to see like tactically every single step, you can just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube. There's like a 4-hour long YouTube video that I made that shows literally all the basic steps. So if you want to see in a ton of detail, it's on YouTube for free. Is it cheaper to ship FBM with box? No, so it's the same prices, like the same partnered rates, basically. How do you deal with other sellers sending you messages asking you not to list? Ignore them. I mean, that's their problem. Yeah, David, Fields of Profit. Yeah, so if you guys are on TikTok and you're curious like how to get started, just look up Fields of Profit on YouTube. I'm actually live on YouTube right now as well. And yeah, you can go check it out. There's also a free course up in my profile or down below if you guys are on YouTube. What rule do you use in Be Cool? A lot of times equalizer, yeah, Carlos. Or if it doesn't have a buy box, use a custom rules-based rule because I've noticed it can tank some prices if there's no buy box on an item. Can you go from sole proprietor to LLC in the same account? Yeah, for sure, Emmanuel. So if you ever like need to change bank information or company structure, that kind of thing, you can do it through the tax interview on Seller Central, basically. And yeah, that's how pretty much everyone does it. Yeah. What's up, Cable? How do you pick your price for the buy box? So the buy box is going to be, so buy box is just like the add to cart button. You need to just list at the same price that other people are already having success at, and you'll make some sales as well. That's kind of like the nice part about Amazon is if you're selling products that, as long as people are already searching for that and already want it, all you have to do is make sure it gets to the customer on time and the price is the same as what it already is, and you'll start making sales too. Yeah, there's not a lot of like weirdness in that, which is kind of nice. Could you resell your uncle's Amazon products with that method? If they're name brand, they already sell on Amazon, then yeah, for sure. Let's see. You're about to launch a product on Amazon. Any tips? Yeah, so I don't launch products. I don't make products, anything like that. I just capitalize on demand that's already on Amazon. Not that I think it's a bad idea. I like it. Kind of make progress on your own on your own business idea there. But I just focus on buying and selling things that are already good opportunities, and I don't have to risk any capital or anything like that. I can already see exactly how fast it's going to sell. I know how much money I'm going to make, that kind of thing. Yeah. See, how can you prepare for Q4? Yeah, so the big thing right now, like obviously Q4 coming up, kind of the holiday season. If you guys are brand new, there's going to be a bunch of like really expensive holiday products and just products that people give as gifts. So if you want to prepare right now, the best thing you can start doing is number one, like figure out what website sales are actually good and figure out what times are the best times to source, 10 to 20 of your favorite websites, kind of start building a little bit of a rotation there. And then also as you're sourcing, you're going to see products where the prices during December are just going up like clockwork every single year. That makeup gets really expensive. That certain toy gets really expensive, and you can start tracking those and come back to them during the peak of the Christmas demand season, and try to buy those and sell them kind of at the high, basically. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that too, Carlos. Yeah, send a bunch of inventory right now. Yeah, I would say the next like month to 6 weeks, you're very conservatively going to be able to make those sales during Q4. After that, you're going to have to FBM to make those sales during Q4, or maybe get lucky at with some warehouse check-ins. Let's see, how hard is it to make $5,000 a month? Yeah, so if you want to break down your goals as a seller, basically, basic input, right, is how much money you're going to spend. And generally the ROI for reselling to an Amazon is about 30 to 40%. So let's just call it 30%. If you want to make $5,000 a month, you're spending 15-ish thousand bucks a month, right? 15 to 16,000 bucks a month to make $5,000 in profit. And then you obviously keep the snowball rolling from there. What's up? Why do you have to FBM? Just because there's going to be so many opportunities during Q4 where the price is going up a ton on certain items that people are end up giving as gifts. And if you try to send it into Amazon FBA, it's going to take too long to check in. No, I left Miami, LOL. A little go back to my roots a little bit. People are a little nicer outside Miami. So you gated and everything, even those you recommend. Stafford, Athletic Works, Cuddle Duds, you're going to be ungated in all of those. And then you can reverse source off of those items too. So if you look at what the Amazon sellers on those listings are already having success on, you can just kind of copy from there basically and see, oh, this person's selling a Walmart brand. Let me see what other brands they carry. Oh, there's, these 3 brands that I'm also ungated in, and this brand's on sale today. So just seeing what other people are already having success with, is going to kind of shortcut you basically. Still, yeah, I know, Carlos. Yeah, wasn't my speed. Miami's cool, but wasn't my vibe to live there permanently. Let's see, are these leads on Facebook okay to buy? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Sleek, but generally, if you're sourcing from eBay, Facebook, Mercari, like third-party marketplaces, that's fine. Just make sure you sell it in used condition, because generally Amazon is not super friendly on the documents for that. Versus if you're buying, directly from the brand's website, if you're buying directly from Walmart.com, from Target.com, that kind of thing, that you're going to be, you're in the clear basically. For sure. You didn't know you could sell Walmart brand on Amazon? Yeah, definitely. There's not a ton of, you're not going to make a crazy amount of money selling there, mostly because everyone knows exactly where you bought it from, right? So if it's profitable, it doesn't typically stay that way for a year, but it's like a good gateway into seeing what those people are also having success on. Right. So you just need like a starting point, figure out, where can I find Amazon sellers that are doing the same thing as me? Oh, it's listings where it's a retail store brand. They have to have bought it from that retail store brand. Then that's going to show you other opportunities where, they had to use a coupon and find the right, discount codes and that kind of thing. And you can reverse engineer it as well. Private label or wholesale. I don't do either, Steve. I do a tiny bit of wholesale, but mostly just online arbitrage. So buying from big websites, selling on Amazon. Let's see, started selling on Walmart a little bit. And yeah, I know they've made some items like unable to sell, which kind of stinks with selling on Walmart specifically. Let's see, when does Q4 start? When should you start doing FBM? Yeah, good question. Q4, technically starts on October 1st. I would say like the real Q4 starts maybe the week before Halloween. You got big, Halloween demand season rolling into Thanksgiving, some early family Christmases, that kind of thing. And then, obviously Christmas season's a lot of sales going on. 1, 2, 3, it's free if you want to like learn how to do everything. There's a free course on YouTube. So yeah, go somewhere else with that. Let's see. Let's see. Do you own inventory? I assume you mean Jimmy. So yeah, you do have to buy inventory, obviously, to sell inventory. But usually it's stored at the Amazon warehouse. Yeah, so you'll buy it, ship it to the Amazon warehouse, and then they ship to the customers. No, you don't need that software, Carlos. It's kind of just keep a product finder, but 10 times as expensive. If you want to run like searches for brands and that kind of thing. For sure. Let's see. Do you run into getting stuck with stock via listings tanking compared to wholesale? I mean, typically I've had more problems getting stuck with inventory with wholesale because you're way deeper in stock. Plus, if anything goes wrong with your listings, that's where, like, sell it on Walmart, sell it on eBay, Mercari, anything like that. Just get some of your money back. For sure. How do you manage to replace benefits? Yeah, that's like the biggest problem with being a business owner, to be honest, Lewis. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to like replace benefits, you can technically like buy yourself health insurance and stuff. That's I'm about to have to deal with all that, getting off parents' benefits there. Amazon's not so simple. Yeah, exactly, Michelle. Amazon is not simple. If it was, it wouldn't be as profitable as it is. Yeah, so very, very straightforward with, if you want to do a lot of work on something that actually makes money, Amazon's good. If you want passive income, then don't do that. Yeah, you're right. 1, 2, 3. I am a con artist by telling people that it's hard work and they're going to have to work hard. And yeah, you guys would hate on anything. I like this. That's funny. What's up, user? Appreciate you. Let's see. Can you help you start? Yeah, so there's a free course you can learn from as a beginner. So just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube. And that'll show you how to like source products, get ungated, list items on Amazon, all that good stuff. And if you just want like a shorter version of that, obviously, you can just look up any like reverse sourcing guide. For sure. Yeah, I got you. LOL. There's a bunch of interesting characters on TikTok today. See, 2.5 million sales. What's profit margin? Yeah, so I shoot for about 10% net margin. That's after, like, usually I want to be close to 20% gross margin if I can. 10% net margins, kind of the idea after I pay my team. They're the ones actually doing all the sourcing, all the shipping, all the work for the business. There's people that run a lot higher margins, but they're typically doing more work. So it's like that's how I would look at it. I'd rather build a business and make less money and focus on like kind of bigger aspects, basically. Some people want to work really hard on the business and have higher margins. So it's kind of just however you want to run your business, basically. What's up, Side Hustle? Good to see you. For sure. Yeah. Let's see. Do you still source? You got some sourcing VAs. I'll source every now and then, but usually I'm only sourcing for my own Amazon business if there's like a really good opportunity going on and my team just needs some help, needs me to step in, which isn't super common. I'll usually do some sourcing myself during Q4 just because the opportunity is so massive. But for most of the year, my virtual assistants are doing most of the sourcing. Favorite hobby? I'm probably gonna go hit a tea time in about 30 minutes, so probably golf right now. Let's see. How do you get involved in this? Yeah, so sign up for an Amazon seller account. That'll take like a week or two. What's up, Adrian? Get the free trials for the tools you'll need. So get Keepa, SellerAmp, and Boxem. That's how you source products and manage your business and all that kind of stuff. And then start reverse sourcing. And if you don't know what those things are, then watch some YouTube videos. Just look up Fields of Profit free course on YouTube, that kind of thing. That'll show you what all those words mean. It sounds like nonsense if you're like brand new. Which tools again? Yeah, so SellerAmp, Keepa, and Boxem. What up, Adrian? Thought it was 5 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, you made it here at the last second again. For sure. I've been saying LOL. He's dodging me. Let's see. Do you recommend retail arbitrage? Yeah, it's a good way to get started. It's retail arbitrage. Going to the store, scanning products is definitely like it's easier to learn. That's what you should do if you want to make $1,000 a month. If you want to make 5,000, a couple thousand, 10,000 plus bucks a month, you should be sourcing online. Just because it's going to be pretty tricky to. It's going to be pretty tricky to buy enough stuff at a physical retail store to like really scale. There are people doing it, but it's a little bit easier when you're buying in bulk online. Yeah, for sure. Q4, yeah. Let's see. If you're a beginner, does a beginner need to start out as FBM instead of FBA? I would do both, Mina. Yeah, just because some items won't sell at all via Amazon FBM. Like the buy box only is FBA on some listings. And then other listings is very FBM buy box friendly. So you should when you can, because it's like faster money, but it doesn't always, listings aren't always like FBM buy box friendly. Busiest time in e-commerce. Yeah, coming up. It's coming up. For sure. Yeah, we dive into a lot of that on the roadmap, LOL. Let's see. Can you still be profitable in Q4 as a beginner? I would hope, yeah. That's kind of the the best place to get started, just because everything's more expensive than normal. Usually the average Amazon seller will they'll be net profit positive after a month or two. So if you're starting right now, by December when prices are really high, then yeah, there's no reason you wouldn't be. Let's see. Buying bulk requires a lot of investment. Yeah, I mean, bulk means you're buying a lot. So yeah, you don't have to buy in bulk though. You can just buy a few units here and there and see how it goes. Then you can always just buy a few units, like test the waters, see how it sells, and then you can buy a lot more after you've already got proof of how fast something's going to sell for you. See, you buy online, the items are shipped to your house. Do you purchase the boxes needed on your own? No, I mean, you're going to need to like ship them to Amazon in boxes. They're not just giving you free boxes, unfortunately. But yeah, you'll just you'll buy it, show up at your house, ship it all off to Amazon, and they'll take care of the rest. How much investment is needed? Like $1,000, $2,000 is good to start. I had like a little over $1,000 when I was getting started. So, yeah, that's kind of what I got going with. If you have 2,000 or 3,000, it'll be a little bit easier, a little more comfortable. What point did you consider virtual assistants? Yeah, so virtual assistants, you can just people you can hire to run some of the business for you remotely. I started hiring people when my business was doing like 25, 30K ish a month in revenue. I was only limited by how much time I could spend in the business. I was full-time in like college at the time. And I had plenty of money that I'd made from reselling so far. And I just kind of needed some help sourcing websites I already knew how to source. Right. So you can start like thinking about hiring help when you know exactly where you would spend extra time and money if you just had the extra bandwidth to start looking at certain websites. Yeah. Where'd you get a VA? Onlinejobs.ph is the website I hire most people from. How much profit did you make your first month? Probably like $50 or something like that. I remember my first month was like a couple $100 in sales, and I was selling used books that I got for basically free. Yeah, it took me like 3 or 4 months to have my first $1,000 month, because there was no free information when I got started in 2018. Like for example, right now you can look up on my channel and easily learn how to get on Gated. People were charging like $3,000 for what my YouTube video is now. When I started in 2018. So like there are a lot less excuses for, growing a slow, that kind of thing. But whatever you're happy with. Chill out, LOL. No time soon. No time soon. If you make a mistake and on the weight on the shipping boxes, can FBM see that? Yeah, so if you ship a product when you underestimate the weight, then technically it's mail fraud. So make sure you're paying for the correct weight. If you did it one time on accident, it's probably not going to be a big deal. If you do it in bulk, then you're going to get in trouble. So just make sure you're not, consistently underpaying for shipping that you should be paying. Let's see. You can't find profitable products and you're gated in mini brands. Yeah, so just look up auto ungated product sourcing, and you'll see how to source stuff that's auto ungated. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. LOL. What products do you sell? How do you select the products? Anything that sells is the short answer. Right now with Q4 on the horizon, I'm going to sell stuff that people are giving as gifts. So that's going to be, clothes, shoes, makeup, toys, stuff like that. As far as how to find it, look at what other Amazon resellers are already having success with and go from there. There's a little bit of technical knowledge in that, obviously. So if you want to see like step-by-step how to do it, just you can find my YouTube channel and there's videos in there. And if you guys are on TikTok, there's a free course up in the bio as well. Let's see. Would you recommend sourcing from Alibaba or AliExpress at this time? Yeah, don't do that unless you are creating your own brand. If you're sourcing from like Alibaba, AliExpress, it's going to be, you're buying Adidas shoes and they got 4 stripes on them, that kind of thing. They're going to be like fakes. And then you're gonna get in some trouble with Amazon. But if you're making your own product, then a lot of people will source from Alibaba for sure. But that that involves ads and making a listing, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. LOL. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Yeah, if you guys are on YouTube, subscribe. Help me get to 100K on YouTube there. And yeah, appreciate all you guys tuning in here. If you want to kind of see the next steps, lots of good questions, that kind of thing, dive into the free course that's down below on YouTube, or the free course that's up here on TikTok. It's in my bio, the Amazon Launchpad, what you're looking for. Sweet, good to chat with all you guys, and